Caution. Airlock opening.
If you're going out there, you'll need an EVA rig. There should be some inside the airlock. Just take one off the rack. You'll need to secure the rig to your back.
EVA rig secured. Initializing advanced movement systems. Stand by for calibration. Module M201. Primary boosters. Your EVA pack allows you to boost forward in the direction you are looking. When you are ready, please exit the activation pod and use your EVA boost to reach the console ahead. Well done. Please press the hollow button to continue. Now boost to the end of the hall before the walls close in on you. Multiple boosts may be required. Excellent. Module M116. Braking thrusters. This module will calibrate your braking thrusters, which allow you to stop in place without grabbing any surface. Please exit the activation pod and proceed to the room ahead. There are 2 target zones in the next room. Please boost into one of the zones and use your braking thrusters to come to a full stop. Success. Now, use your braking thrusters to stop inside target zone A. Calibration module complete. Please stand by.
Liv is waiting for me to enter the airlock. EVA rig fully functional, ready to disembark.
Copy. Airlock controls unlocked. Pull down on the handle to close the inner door. Once the inner door is sealed, you're clear to cycle the airlock.
Inner bulkhead sealed.
Once the airlock is cycled, head outside and make your way to the anomaly. Get a scan if possible, but don't put yourself at any unnecessary risk.
Understood.
I'm going back up to the bridge. I can keep a better eye on your status from there. Keep this comm channel open. Maintain constant contact.
Copy that.
Depressurization complete.
Yes.
Ready for EVA departure.
Be careful out there.
Don't worry, Liv. I'm sure it'll be no problem.
Isn't that what we always say right before there's a problem?
Exiting port side airlock.
Copy. There should be a Fury transport docked just outside the airlock. Should take you straight to the anomaly. You'll need to run a diagnostic check before you can take off.
Understood.
Prep for RCS thruster calibration. Please hold on to the railing for the duration of the test flight. Initiating RCS thruster test. In 3, 2, 1. RCS thruster check complete. Proceeding to primary thruster calibration. Reminder, please hold on to the railing. Igniting primary thrusters. In 3, 2, 1. Fury transport calibration complete.
Liv, the Fury transport is set for flight.
Great. Coordinates have already been uploaded to the Navcon. Just touch the marked location on
Select
the
your
holomap and you'll be on
destination.
your way. I'll monitor you from the bridge. Good luck.
I'm underway. Distance to anomaly, 4,800 meters.
Copy that. I have a visual on your transport.
3,500 meters. 2,000 meters.
Steady as she goes. Godspeed. Look at that thing. Just incredible. Jack!
The Fury is malfunctioning. I have no control. I'm drifting toward the anomaly.
Remote link's been severed. I can't reboot the transport. Jack, the Fury has completely dropped off my scope. Total loss of signal. It's gone.
On approach, I noticed the anomaly was pulling the surrounding debris into its center.
You think the anomaly's housing some kind of singularity?
That would be consistent with my operations, yes. Needless to say, I haven't seen that Fury transport yet.
Hey, well, so much for standing anomaly post. I think this stuff is actually electromagnetic pulses. Might be able to stand up close, but I think we need to do a geosensitive trick.
How so?
Well, if we use it to produce a magnetic field, we should be able to get a sense. There's just one, well, several problems.
Go on.
Or failures all over the facility. This time to work, we'll first need to clear out some problems with the container field, the primary side, and the processing line.
Send details to my computer.
Done. Let me know when you're right at that.
Approaching container field.
I'm picking up latent radiological activity in that area.
Something must have contaminated the cargo.
There's no way we'll get a clear read on the anomaly with all that interference. We'll need to find the source of the radiation and jettison it.
My scanner should help me track down the culprit.
Best guess, I'd say you're looking for levels around 80 or 90 decigrays. If you get into trouble, remember you can use the Fury module's induction panel to recharge your shields.
Agitated deuterium ions detected.
Deuterium? That's a hydrogen isotope. How'd that end up in one of our helium-3 containers?
Unclear. The processing line is configured to scrub any excess hydrogen.
Sod it. For now, let's just deal with the contamination. I'll dispatch a Fury to remove the irradiated container. Wait, something's wrong.
What is it?
I can't get the Fury transport to decouple from the container on the upper rack.
I can throw the manual override on the Fury's hitch. Stand by. I'll make my way up there now. Approaching Fury transport.
Careful. Once you decouple the transport's hitch, the autopilot's likely to kick in. So either get clear or find something to hold on to.
Fury hitch released.
Autopilot's taking over. So far, so good. Ah! Jack? Are you alright?
Affirmative. But the container was breached. The contamination is spreading.
Well, that certainly didn't go as planned. Okay, I've got an idea. If I release the container's maglocks, the Fury should just carry it away. Or it would if the controls were actually responding. You know what? Screw it. Just cut the power. Maybe that'll do it.
Considering the damage, are you sure that's wise?
Wise? Definitely not. But will it work? Only one way to find out.
Do I need to mention this is a gross violation of protocol?
It's either this or risk contaminating the entire shipment. Sometimes you just have to improvise. Ah! Holy What the hell just happened?
Explosive decompression. Escaping gas caused the container to jettison itself.
Okay, so not exactly what we were aiming for. Well, I suppose that takes care of our radiation problem. Good work. The sensor should be able to scan the anomaly free of interference. Okay, good start. We still need to find out what happened at the primary dig site and on the processing line. Let me know when you find out more. Hold on. Something's wrong with that Fury transport.
The one that collided with the container. What's wrong with it?
I'm really not sure. It's moving erratically, veering wildly off its flight path.
Could be a problem with the Fury's flight dynamics.
Probably just need to reset the navcom. If you get a chance, would you mind looking into it?
Copy that.
And I'm not sure, but I think we might need to resynchronize the container field's inventory control system.
Are these issues urgent?
Really? Neither one's going to keep us from scanning the anomaly. Consider them both secondary priorities. Nice. Good work, Jack.
What is it?
Nothing. I'm sorry, it was like watching some sort of weird robot rodeo. Cowboy Jack ropes himself a Fury.
Do I get a hat?
A hat, fancy boots, shiny spurs. We'll fix you right up. Till then, you can just leave the Fury where it is. I'll have Hera run some diagnostics on it before I can reconnect the remote link.
Copy that. I'm moving on.
Happy trails, partner.
Liv, you were right. The inventory control system is out of sync.
Probably got knocked off cycle by one of those pulses. In order to resynchronize the inventory system, you'll have to quickly scan each of the 3 I.O. ports in the container field.
Hera, mark the location of each I.O. port on my HUD.
Once you scan the first I.O. port, you'll have roughly 70 seconds to scan the other 2. If you don't make it, the system will reset and you'll have to start again.
Delivering marks in engineering, geology, robotics.
That's one.
Clock is running. 70 seconds.
Versatility you could want on an instrument. The USN even approached her for the Pythias initiative, but she declined. I'm not interested in leaving the solar system, I guess. And her psych profile, she's right on the money. Took some prying, but the interviewer got her to open up about
50
her family.
seconds remaining.
One more to go.
Jackson. You could tell they were close. Probably had to look after him a lot with 2 scientists for parents. That's just what we need for Echo 1.
Success.
Perfect.
Inventory control station synchronized.
That was impressive.
That was much harder than I was expecting.
Well, nobody's perfect. Still, well done.
Select your destination. Destination, Kronos 2. Preparing for thruster ignition. Please hold on.
I'm still trying to work out just how the hell we wound up with a container full of concentrated deuterium.
I'm not certain. Deuterium is a byproduct of helium-3 atomic decay.
But helium-3 is a stable isotope. It would take centuries for it to decay. It doesn't make any sense.
Athena, bring up the next candidate, please.
Echo Program Candidate number 37. Lieutenant Rose.
Inbound on the processing line.
So, we're going to need a lot of energy for this sensor sweep, but the pulse knocked out the flow control on the plasma nades. They're burning out of control and draining the power reserves.
One of us will need to enter the processing line and reach the emergency reset.
All the versatility
Well,
you could want on an
I'd do it, if you'd let me.
USN even approached her for the Pythias initiative, but she declined.
I find your disregard for your own safety confounding.
Solar system
That's why we make such a good team.
and a psych
You're my
profile.
voice of reason.
She's right on
My
the money.
Jiminy Cricket.
Looks
In that
bright.
case,
The interviewer
we're
would open
doomed.
up about
Grid
50.
stabilized.
The control hub in that area is back online. I've re-established contact with the
tell
Labour
they're
unit
lies.
manning the line entrance below.
They had to
Echo
attach
Hammond
them to
identified.
scientists for
Opening
evidence.
service entrance.
I should be able to reach the
Contact.
manual reset on the
Stabilized.
other end of the line.
You mean past the inferno of white-hot plasma?
Correct, which is precisely why I'm the one doing it.
Jack? Jack, are you there?
Another EMP. Status report?
All clear here. But the line's throttle controls just went haywire. Be careful in there. That's a lot of flotsam. Better make sure nothing's jammed the conveyor systems. Could cause problems when we reboot.
I'll inspect the ice pallets. Melted clean through.
Maintenance units shouldn't be entering the line while the cutting systems are active. Something's very wrong here. More debris. Make sure you clear any jammed conveyors before moving on.
Something must have interfered with the nav protocols.
Yeah, looks like. Labour units shouldn't just run face first into a hostile environment. Any sign of a working hard drive in all this wreckage?
Not yet. Most command functions are processed in a unit's head.
Well, if you see one, give it a scan. We could use the data.
Pallet clear.
Stubborn bastard.
Approaching watch station.
The switch there should trigger an emergency reboot.
Direct connection established. Synchronizing data stream.
Nav data purged. Kronos uplink lost. Executing last known command. Collision detected. Damage report. Unavailable. Lower limbs non-ambulatory. Upper limbs non-ambulatory. Excessive command feedback. Critical failure. All systems. Shutting down.
Reset in progress.
Power output back within normal parameters.
Stabilizing.
We should have plenty of energy for the scan.
Act 1
Nice
turtle.
moves in there. Just watching that was giving me a cardiac. We're almost there. We still need to investigate the primary dig site. Update me when you arrive.
Approaching primary dig site.
Any sign of activity? The whole site's gone dark and we need the comms array there to boost the data buffer from our sensor sweep.
All systems appear offline. Emergency lighting only.
Damn. Well, clearly something went wrong here.
I'm sensing a pattern.
No kidding. That should be the new Kronos 2 mission patch. Just something went wrong. In big, bold letters. Anyway, better get to it. Let me know what you find.
Warning. Hazardous levels of radiation detected.
Right on cue.
I'll try to get the site's radiation dampener online.
Good idea. Make sure to check its backup power supply. It may have a dead battery.
This battery socket should provide backup power to the dampening field, even if the main generator is offline. This radiation dampener will allow me to safely investigate the dig site, but I need to reactivate it first.
Shields at 50%. Shields at 30%.
The Fury transport should have an induction panel where I can recharge.
Shields at 95%. Shields at 95%.
I've located the site's labor units. They're unresponsive.
Damn. Try giving them a scan. Maybe that'll tell us what went wrong.
Broad spectrum lattice displacement. These labor units have suffered catastrophic radiation damage.
And all without setting off a radiation alarm or abandoning the site. It must have been sudden. Can you get a scan of the generator core as well? That's the most likely culprit.
Battery removed. It's definitely depleted.
Well, that explains that. Your Fury transport should have a spare you can replace it with. That's way too much radiation, Jack. We'll need to activate the dampening field before you can safely investigate that area.
The backup battery should be on the aft of the transport. Battery acquired.
Shields at 95%.
Power restored. I should be able to turn the dampener on now. Dampener online. Geiger readings nominal.
Nice job. That should buy you some time. If the dampener goes down again, you can recharge the battery back at the Fury. Based on the radiation, I bet that generator has a damaged core. Look for a maintenance panel that you can cut open.
Maintenance panel removed.
How's it look?
The main reactor appears to be intact, but the fuel rod is partially melted.
Damn it. Better jettison it then. It may be good to scan it
Security
first,
brace
though.
disengaged.
Data could prove useful.
Severe thermal damage detected. Main fuel supply depleted.
Depleted? Helium fusion rods can last a century. How could it discharge that much energy so quickly without exploding? Better jettison it, Jack.
Second security brace released. Manual ejection sequence online. Fuel rod jettisoned. Generator systems offline.
Radiation dissipating. That core seems to have been the only source.
Good work. Now just get the generator a new fuel rod and re-engage the locking mechanisms. There should be a spare in the site's core enclosure.
New core acquired. Returning to the generator.
New fuel element accepted. Please re-engage safety protocols. Control rods engaged. Fusion reaction initiated. Please initiate a manual reboot. Connection with primary dig site re-established.
Excellent. I pulled a few labor units out of mothballs to mount the antenna while you finish the repairs. You'll need to assemble them before you move on. A Fury transport should arrive with them shortly. The data from your scans is bizarre. This sort of erosion. How could it have happened instantaneously?
Could the radiation have corrupted the data?
Possibly. But that can't be the only factor.
Labor unit
This
online.
anomaly isn't just a mass of radiation. There's more to it than that. I'm certain
Do
now.
you require assistance, Echo 1? Labor unit online.
Labor units
Proceeding
online.
with primary
With them
assignment.
managing the data flow, you'll be free to operate the sensor once we're ready to scan.
You mean until something goes wrong?
I figured that went without saying. Jack, looks like everything's back up and running.